welcome back to the Pseudo Yarn Club podcast. I'm Terry. Hello. I am the dyer behind Fine Fish Yarns, and you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Ravelry, all as Fine Fish Yarns. Fine Fish Yarns? Fine Fish Yarns. I'm most active on Instagram. Isn't everybody? Yeah. Hi, this is episode 3. Second time of recording. I recorded it on Thursday, I think it was, but I was really tired and it was like this. I just thought, yeah, no, probably best to do this when I'm a bit more awake, which is now. So hello. Go straight on into everything, I suppose. What the spring knit along in my Ravelry group closed on the 18th of June, last Saturday. It's just taken me this long to pick a winner. But Gareth got called away to work, some emergency to Germany, and then by the time I kind of got the child wrangled and the house wrangled and the dog wrangled, I just kept forgetting in the evenings. Anyway, I did it. I picked a winner, and the winner is it was Joe. I didn't pick the winner random or pick the winner. I listed everybody, and the number that came out happened to be Joe. Joe Young. Hi Joe, you won. So I will send you a message and send you some yarn. Yay! Thank you everybody for taking part in knitting my yarn and bantering away on the Ravelry thread. I need to be better at Ravelry again. I'm sort of slipping, but it ties in with Gareth was away for away for a week and then back for a couple of days, and then he was away again for most of a week. And everything kind of slides that isn't strictly necessary when he's gone, because other priorities. Anyway, into knitting. Last time I showed you that I was knitting the tiny little Rose City roller for Ina, and I had one. Well, now there's 2. Okay, it's a bit stinking. She wears them, and she just runs around in her bare feet, and before you catch her she runs outside and stuff, but it has been washed and what have you, but it's just, anyway. So there are her socks, right? But they were so cute. Look at them. They were so cute that I immediately cast on another pair. Ta-da! What? Are they not the cutest things? Look at those, look at them. So this is my my yarn in, what is it, Siren, and got lots of lovely little like flecks and lines and splodges, and this is just a random pink ball that I had sitting around somewhere. I actually think it was my sister had asked my mum to knit a baby cardigan for a friend as a christening present. My mum gave me back the end of the ball, so that's that. I just thought it went really well. So Rina has 2 little pairs of Rose City rollers. Aren't they awesome? They're so cute. And now, because when I was knitting these, I kept trying it on her to make sure that it fit her, because I've knit her 2 pairs of socks, 3, 2.5. The first pair were, actually I should have one about what I just saw it. Anyway, I did see it the other day about here somewhere, but I clearly have put it away. I knit her these teensy tiny little socks on a plane, like tiny. I think she was a month or 2 or something old, and then one got lost. I think we used to have a bit of a Jippy washing machine. Jippy as in it was on its way out, and I think it ate one of the socks. And then I knit her another pair in hedgehog fibres, and it's just pure laziness and ridiculous, but I knit them a bit too small or too short, and instead of just unpicking like the toe and ripping back and knitting it a bit longer, I just left them. But yeah, no, they're done. Anyway, so, and then the other one I knit one sock and just ran out of steam to knit the second one on a baby sock. Second sock syndrome on a baby sock is a joke. This girl right here. So anyway, she got 2. And now, so when, back to the point, right? So when I was knitting them, she was like, oh, knitting? What you doing? I said, I'm knitting. She was like, knitting. I went, yes, I'm knitting. Knitting sock? Yes, baby, I'm knitting a sock. And next thing her foot just shoved at me, sock, to put it on her. So now I am actually knitting a sock now, which I'm going to show you in a second. But it's not for her, it's for me. It's a big sock. And she gets raging when I try it on. I'm like, it's not a sock yet, baby. And she's like, sock. So I try it on her and she's like, oh, that's not a sock, Mummy, what are you doing? But it's every morning. It's very cute. Knitting sock. Okay, so I think I'll have to cast on more for her, so that, bless her wee heart, she gets another pair of socks that she keeps asking for. So they're my only finished objects. But I cast on 52 stitches for these. So that's quite a lot of knitting, really, when you think about it, considering that some adults can cast on 56 for themselves. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. That's practically two pairs of adult socks. So I knit those on 52 stitches. I knit them on 2.25 millimeters, and I just did a slip stitch heel. Although on this one I did it, see, it's all fuzzed and what have you now because she's been wearing them. So I did the row of just knit one, slip one, knit one, slip one, and then this one I was like, oh, I wonder what it would look like if you alternated, which this is probably a pattern. In fact, I think it was the Eye of Partridge that I was doing that, and I couldn't keep my head around it, and I couldn't keep my head around it in this either. So it's just random slip stitches and non-slip stitches. But hey, it's sturdy and it's grand, and it worked fine. I also did the little garter ridge edges, and I did the heel over 25 stitches, not 26, for symmetry, so that there was a slip stitch. I started and ended with them, because when I didn't do that on a pair of socks, it really annoyed me because the look was different. And I'm not usually one for symmetry. I mean, I don't really care very much, but it was for some reason annoying, so I did it over 25 stitches. So that's those. They're her wee socks. Oh, there it is. There was that little sock I was talking about. Teeny tiny little, look at the size of that thing. And that's why I think that one got lost in the washing machine, because it was wee and it got sucked in the filter or something. It disappeared. So I don't know why we still have that one, but anyway. And then the only other thing that I have finished is half objects. I finished one sock, which I showed on Instagram last night. But it is bam! Look! I finished one of my Bowie socks. It was the famous 5 yarn club, where it's 5 20-gram skeins dyed based on a famous person who has died. She's a little bit morbid, but it's not. It's like a fun celebration-y type thing. Anyway, so this is the Bowie, the first month, which was David Bowie, obviously, had to be. And I cast on a sock, and I think I did this on 64 stitches. And I think I did it, I'll tell you in a second. I think it's 2.25 millimeters. It's just a fish lips kiss heel, and I started off trying to do, well, I did the cuff longer, and I was like, oh, I'll do these at like 7 rows or something, but kept losing count, so they were all sort of different numbers. Doesn't matter. Which, see, this doesn't annoy me, but yet the tiny little bit of it's not symmetry, it's the word that is the, why can't I have serious like brain blank moments. I'm having one right now. Unsymmetrical. Haha, that's what it is. In the wee sock. Don't know why that annoyed me so much. So there, that's one that's finished, and I actually really like it. So I did cast it on the second one, which is, I just put this here, in this bag. I went down to, it was knitting in Public Day last year, or last week, and I went down to the Constant Knitter in Dublin for it. There were a few of like Irish dyers who would have yarns there, and they, the Dublin Knit Collective organised an event there, so it was really well attended, and it was packed. It was absolutely roasting because it was upstairs and there were so many of us. So anyway, I got the train down to Dublin, and my friend Kate came with me, and we met up with Hannah and Kira and Helen there, And I did cast on the second sock, surprisingly. And I've just realised that I think I've knit the cuff on this one longer than the last one. Who cares? And actually these might be 2.5. Nope, 2.25 mini circs. Just, I haven't done very much in it, but I have it cast on at least, and considering how long it took me to finish knitting that one, give myself a pat on the back for that. Kate, if you're watching, I brought this to give to you because you wanted to knit a square for your blanket in it, and clearly just forgot. Didn't even notice how many times was I in and out of this bag knitting. Didn't see that. There you go. Remind me to give this to you. It's in this bag. So yeah, this will be knit. I do like them. And when I put them on, they're not too tight across the bridge of my foot, so I'm hoping they'll be okay, and if they're not, I'll give them to someone. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So that is one. The second whip that I have, the one that Ina keeps insisting is for her, is this one. So I had originally cast this on 2mm 9-inch circulars, and I cast on 72 stitches thinking, I don't know what I was thinking, that it would be okay. And I loved the fabric of it. I loved the density, I loved the stitching, the stitches. It's brilliant. Fortunately it was about an inch or so too small. There wasn't very much given it, and as I think I got down maybe about that far when I was like, yeah, this is never going to work. So I frogged and I was like, well, will I cast on more stitches or go up a needle size? And I was really very nearly just going to cast on a lot more stitches, but I probably would have had to go up to like 80, 84 maybe. And that's a lot of stitches to knit a sock. I mean, that would be a lot of knitting for a sock. So I went up to 2.25 and changed to magic loop, and I still cast on 72 stitches, and it's working out fine. It's going to be good. And this is as you said, this little tails that's hanging out the end. This is a new colourway which I haven't named yet, and this is just me trying new dyeing ways and liking them. So I'll be dyeing more of this. So speckles and like a pale minty base. There's the other side. Da, 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 da. And here's the ball. The cake, rather. There you go. Oh, I'm completely blank to what I was going to say. Oh well. So I sewed in the ends, or I knit in the ends when I joined the other yarn as I went here. There. You can see. It was Hannah. I wish she, well, no, I think she had told me about it. I just didn't do it. I wish I had for the stripy sock there. But when Hannah swears by, she was like, just knit it in as you go. And I YouTubed it. I did YouTube everything. And actually, once you get the hang of it, it's really simple. So, I mean, as you can see, like, the yarn was joined there. And you just sort of carry it and loop it around your needle a bit when you're knitting. I actually love the wee pattern it makes, but that's it sewn in. I just haven't snipped them off, and that's that done. So that's pretty handy. I think I'll knit another maybe 2-3 inches on this before I start the heel, which I'll do in the pink as well, which is the same pink as the little toe on the wee baby Rose City roller. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that, like vanilla sock, just knitting away. Whip number 2. There we go. And then I've been knitting quite a bit on Pavement, which is, where is it? Ah, here it is. My Pavement sweater by Vera Valimaki, is it? I think so. These, right? Do you know when you really just have a space out moment? So DPN covers, everyone knows these are DPN covers, and you're knitting your sock, you're knitting whatever, and you have your DPNs in, and it stops all poking and hooking and things falling off. I did not know you could use them on circulars. Kate makes these. Kate is Hawthorne Cottage Craft, and she brought a load down to Dublin last week for us. She was like, oh, you can take your pick. I was like, no, we're going to pay you for them, love, why is that your shop? I actually haven't paid you for this yet, so remind me, I need to pay you for this. I was like, what? I just couldn't figure out, for some reason, couldn't get my head around how the needles, the circular needles, were meant to go in here to stop them falling off. I was like, what? And then she showed me, and I was like, what? Mind blown, like properly. I need more of these. It was amazing. I was like, that's what? Fantastic. So anyway, I got those. So this is my Pavement in Hedgehog Fibers Skinny Singles. Where's the back? That's the side. Okay. Da, da, da. It looks just like a wrinkled ball of nothing right now. I actually changed. I had been knitting it on 32-inch circulars, but I treated myself to a set of Hiya interchangeables, and so I changed it to a 24-inch cable, so that actually it's oh crikey, what have I done? Yeah, no, we're fine. So it's faster, because the 32-inch cable was just a bit too big for knitting in the round. I had been doing it magic loop, and it was annoying me, so I went, no, I'll just knit it, you know, put it all through. But it was, the cable was just a bit too long, so I had to keep stopping and fixing, and it was making it do that weird hinky pull sort of, you know, some of the stitches were like, what, that? And it was annoying, so I changed it to a smaller cable so I can just knit. It's like knitting the socks on the 9-inch circulars. It goes faster because you're literally just knitting. So I have, since I've done that, I think I've knit about 2 inches on it. It's going quite quickly, actually, surprisingly quickly. So when the needles hit the laptop, it's quite loud. I never notice they're doing it until it's done, funnily enough. Okay, so the light blue, like this colour, is Wobble, this colour is Flood, and this colour is Wigwam. And it's really coming along quite quickly. The last time I tried it on, it's only about here maybe, and it's grown a couple of inches since then. I think I've knit 6 inches on it maybe from the underarm. But, right, this is a 3/4 length sleeve. I think the sleeves are meant to come to about there, maybe. So just under 3/4 length pattern. But I want long sleeves. I usually push my sleeves up to there, but I prefer to be able to push them up rather than that's just where they end. So, but I don't think I'll have enough yarn for that, because this size and the size below, it both say that they use 3 skeins. So I think this will 3/4 length sleeves will use the vast majority of the 3, rather than adding in a random 3rd one or 4th colour of like the hedgehog fibres, which I think would make this crazy jumper look even crazier. I might just use a bare yarn and do the sleeves, maybe like a colour block sleeve. Well, I'll knit stripey for a while and then maybe do, I don't know, do that, or else just knit this and some of the orange stripey and then do the bottom of the jumper and the sleeves in either a bare yarn or just dye one solid colour. I'm not quite sure I'm going to do it, but I mean, I have ages to go before that happens anyway. And it looks really wee, but it does like stretch out and it will wash and loosen up a bit. I know that'll be fine, and I'm actually quite looking forward to wearing it, which is strange because it's just not. I suppose it's dark enough. Anyway, yeah, so that's I have been putting a lot of time into this one, so I haven't got as much done with anything else. But I'm not complaining because I'm happy. These things, amazing. And actually, for having gone through all of my knitting life, the years that I've been knitting, not knowing they could be used on circulars and never thinking I ever needed one, I got this on the Saturday, and then where did I went out somewhere during the week and I just threw this in my bag. It's not in a project bag because I keep moving it around the house to the different rooms. I threw it in my bag, and as I was taking it out wherever I was like, God, I could really do with one of those TP like needle holder things for this, because it had poked something, and I was like, I must get more kit. I need more. So there we go. There's Pavement. And then the only other thing, I haven't touched Gas Coil. I probably should, but I don't really want to. So he didn't get it for Father's Day. It's just that little broken weird bit that I did, and I know if I just sat down and did it, it would be fixed and fine. But then there are other things to knit that don't require any fixing, so I've been picking those. That's fine. Anyway, the last thing that I've been knitting is I've actually surrounded myself with stuff here, as per usual. My tea. My tea is cold. That's okay. It's tea today and not booze because it's early in the day, much earlier. It's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Oh, Ireland are playing soon in the football. Good luck, Ireland. So the other thing then that I have been knitting on is my Hoo-Hoo straw by Hokey Locatelli. It is huge, right? So I'm knitting this in lace weight yarn. This is crikey, you can't even see, right? So that's how wide it is. I mean, there's not much stretch along the top edge, right? So that's it stretched out to its fullest. And then for, you know, sort of depth, you know, it's stretching out to that already. I haven't finished the very first part of the pattern, which is the little where you're increasing. So I have another 7 rows or something to go on it. It's going to be huge. It lives in my narwhal bag. Where did I get this? Kettle Yarn Company. Narwhals. So I had been knitting it on the High Sharps, which I knit everything on, but it was far too slippy and annoying me, and I hadn't really been knitting on it because of that. So I did get a set of bamboo Hayes, and I'm actually really liking it. It's not as slippy, so it's actually easier to knit and faster to knit. And they're 5mm with lace, and that is a huge shawl anyway. So I think that I'm going to have to staple one end of this to the house and then drive off in the car somewhere with the other end to block it. I can't wait. So I was happily knitting on it again for a wee while during the week there. This one I think will be a long-term project. It might be finished by next summer. I just will lift it and knit bits here and there, but I kind of can't wait to get finished with this little garter section and start getting into a little bit of pattern to make it a bit more interesting. Although in saying that, you need to knit it for that to happen, and I've been knitting on nothing but the pavement for the past 2 days, so I'll have to change that. That's all that's on my needles at the minute. Well, no, that's all that I've been knitting. I haven't added any more squares to the cozy memories in your face Gareth blanket. I haven't knit his cowl. I haven't knit on the blueberry waffle sock because it's the blueberry waffle sock, and you know it. Although Yvonne from Dublin Dye was just like, well, you just knit it, just lift it and knit it and it's done, and then you don't have to worry about it. I'm like, you make a good point, Yvonne. I will do that eventually when all the other fun things to knit are finished. I will not cast on more. No more cast ons until that blueberry waffle sock is done. I have told the internet, so it is true. Well, I got the Hiya interchangeable set, right? So I got this. And I bought myself some extra tips. So it comes with 7. And I bought myself 4 of the bigger ones. So it's up to 7, I think. Did I buy? Yep. Bought up to a... Oh, you can't even see it. I don't know where it is. There it is. 7mm. Because I thought, really, I'm never going to knit anything bigger than a 7. And I'm not sure what size I need for Rombeil. So the only reason I hadn't cast it on was I was waiting to get a set of these. So I didn't want to just start buying. I didn't know what size I needed, and I didn't want to just start buying lots and lots of different, excuse me, different sizes for swatching. So I know I was getting these anyway, so I waited. So I actually have to cast that on and swatch for it, and then start knitting it as well, which I'm hoping will go fairly quick because it's iron and big needles. Should go fairly quick, really, shouldn't it? Quickly. So yeah, I'm going to do that. They're needles, and now I'm going to move on to yarn that I have bought. And in the last episode, I was like, yeah, this is me done. I'm not going to get any more yarn for a while, you know. That didn't last very long at all. Did you know I was in town on Thursday that Tiger sells sock yarn? Well, they sell yarn, but they also sell sock yarn for £1, right? This was £1 and this was £1. Bargain if you want some sock yarn. That's like chips, cheap as chips. Go get some. It is 75% wool and 25% polyamide or nylon or whatever. But it's wool. It says it's actual wool. So there you go. This is a really lovely deep, probably magenta pink colour. And this one has fluff on it. So a bit of cardboard. This one is a really deep navy blue. I actually think they go quite well together. £1 each, £2. Can't really beat it. So, I mean, it would have been rude not to. So I bought them. Yeah. And then I also bought, as I mentioned, we went down to Dublin for World Knit in Public Day. And I bought yarn. We went to This Is Knit and we went to the Constant Knitter. And I had been informed that the Constant Knitter now stocks Brooklyn tweed. I was like, oh, I might have to buy one of those. I bought 5. With free money, because Hannah had bought yarn off me. She's like, oh, do you want me to PayPal you or whatever? And I was like, no, it's fine, you know, whenever I get down there. And she's like, well, do you want euro or sterling? And I was like, well, if you pay me in euro, technically it's free money that I can spend with no guilt. So I did. I bought 5. I bought the worsted weight, so I bought 2 in this lovely green colourway. And actually, I think this may be one of the first yarns that I have bought specifically for knitting a thing. So I'm going to knit Gareth a hat in this one, a cabled hat. I'm going to knit myself a cabled hat in this one. And I'm going to knit Aina. She only gets one, she's only tiny, she's a wee head. A cabled hat in this one. I love this, I really love this. And I was really like, I was such a loser. I was like, which one would bring out the colour of their eyes more? Who cares? Me, apparently, because it took me about an hour to pick the colours. So this one is Foothills. Oh, actually I didn't notice the names before. This one is Foothills. And it is 140 yards. What's that? 120? 110 metres? I don't know, actually, I should probably. Anyway, so that one, Foothills, it's a lovely name. The one for me is Hayloft. There you go. And the one for Gareth is Artifact. There, lovely colours. And the I did check a few patterns. I don't have a specific pattern in mind, but I did hunt through Ravelry projects to see how much was needed. And it's just over usually one of these for a hat, but I want a fairly wide brim. So I bought 2. 2 will be plenty for Gareth and I, and as I said, Aina just has a wee head, so 1 will be grand for her. But it's really nice actually. It has a lovely rustic feel and it's squishy. It's weird. I mean, it's not soft like merino, but it is very soft, but rustically soft. Does that make sense? I don't know, I like it. I think there will be more in my future. So Rosemary the Constant Knitter has every colour. The wall, I think there were, it was either 37 or 57. I think well, there's lots. And she has the shelter and the loft. And she has all of the colours. So, you know, if you want some, I think she has it online and in her shop. So yay. And this was €12 a skein. Oh, it's upside down. This was 12. Well, they were all €12 a skein. And the loft was maybe 14 or €15. Can't quite remember. Which now, because of Brexit, is, if you're from the UK, probably about £70 or £80 per skein. Yay! So that's those. I bought those. And then which one did I bought? This one. I also bought this in you can't go into a yarn shop and not buy any yarn. So I bought this in the Constant Knitter. No, I didn't. I bought this in This Is Knit for Gareth. So I think this is €8 a ball, maybe. And I had seen they had the samples knit up, like not socks, but tubes. And it knits up really, really beautifully. So I bought this to make Gareth socks at some point in his lifetime. And I have to, because I bought that one the last time I was in This Is Knit. Like a greeny one and the grey one. You'll get socks out of them eventually. Yeah. So, and then at the Knit in Public event, there were loads of people there, and Fiona from Green Elephant and Laura from Ellie and Ada were there, and I was a bit cheeky. We were chatting on Instagram. I was like, oh, you'll be there? Yeah, we'll see you there. And I was like, well, if you guys have any colourways that you're bringing out for, Knit in Public Day, I want them. So I'll buy them. I went, but if you want mine, I'm happy to swap. So we did. We did like we had our little 3-way swap. So these were free, technically, sort of. And if it's a swap, it doesn't count. This is the Ellie and Ada one. Hand-dyed yarns. It's called Wada, I think, isn't it? Wada. Oh, there you go. And there's her, where you can find her online and what have you. Her yarns are beautiful. And pink is a colour that is actually quite lacking in my stash. I don't really go for pink, so I'm kind of really happy that this is what she dyed because it's beautiful. It's got like, actually it's so many different colours mixed in there. Can someone who has this cast it on and knit it already so I can see what it looks like? Thank you. And Fiona from Green Elephant, she's on Etsy and Instagram and all of those. This is her one, and it's called Summer Rain. So you think, oh, it's nice, like sort of speckledy blue and white, but then when you look a bit closer, it also has hidden pink. Dun dun. And this does knit up beautifully because she was knitting little Rose City roller socks for her daughter in it, and it's really, really lovely. So it's free yarn, 2 free yarns. I'm really happy with that. So that's everything that I bought that has arrived. I may have bought some Felici because Kate bought some, and then I was like, oh, well, I'll go and check out what the new colours are, but the only one that I ever want is Time Traveller, and I've never been able to find it. And as the page was loading, Time Traveller came up, and I was like, in my cart. I apologise for nothing. Yeah, so they're the things that I bought, and then Kira and Hannah knit shawls and gave them to me. Hannah knit. She started off with the crikey. It was some Doctor Who bow ties pattern. I can't remember, but she didn't like it. No, she didn't like the pattern. She was just like, she kept losing count or something. So she was like, I'm going my own way, and I was like, you're perfectly welcome to go your own way because you're pretty good at it. So this, she knit this. It's huge. Isn't it? Look at that. So the lighter colour is my Ghosts in the Machine colourway. This one. And this one is Narwhal. This is a slightly lighter version of Narwhal. It's like a variegated, and then Ghosts in the Machine is all like speckly, and it's huge. It is huge. If I lean back, can you see? Massive. And it's really squishy and fabulous, and her knitting is just beautiful. The stitches are, look at that. Can you see? They're so, well, you won't see if I'm like scrunching it up. Her stitches are so even and just fantastic and beautiful, and it is so warm and cozy. And Ina had been using it as a blanket for her dollies. Oh, there you go. And it's a proper one, like, you know, if you're sitting out, you just go, just throw this around my shoulders. And dum dum. Yeah. Thank you very much, Hannah. It's beautiful, and I love it, and I love you. Thank you. Shawl number 1. And then Kira had volunteered to do a test knit for Ambo O'Brien, is it? Why am I thinking Brian? I think it's Dara O'Brien, isn't it? It's Brian. Ambo O'Brien. Called Kalara, and she was chatting away. She was like, oh no, I have to go buy yarn for it. I was like, well, I'll send you down yarn. And she's like, well, if you send me yarn, I'll give you back the shawl as a test knit or as a sample knit. And, you know, fine, good job, brilliant. So this is Kalara, which is also huge. Can you see? And down. And she knit it in Flossy Toots, which is the light one, and Portobello, which is the brown yarn. And if I just, can you see like the speckles in all of them? They're both speckled yarns and they play really, really well together. And her knitting is also just fantastic. Like this is just, it's amazing. I love it. Look at all the, oh, it's fab. It's all garter, which I don't think I could knit because I've knit like 3 hitchhikers, and I just know that by the time I'm getting to the end of it, I'm just so bored. I'm like, I can't. I need something. Although, you know, there is obviously the pattern element to this, which would maybe keep it that bit interesting. I don't know. I haven't knitted, but it's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. And I thought, yeah, this is a sample knit, which I could also just steal for myself. Look at that. It's so soft. This is in fingering, sole fingering, and Hannah's Woolen Groove sock, but they're just, thank you very much, ladies. I'm very much appreciative, and they are beautifully knit, and these are wonderful. Gushing over. And that's it. That's everything, I think. Don't have, yeah, everything that I have been knitting, everything that I have finished knitting, waffling away, and yeah, thank you for joining me. I hope it wasn't terrible. It's fairly quick today, actually. I think when I first recorded, the first one of this I recorded took quite a while, but I mean, it's very tired. And I was even more ditzy than trying to remember things now. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and I will see you again at some point. Bye!